Okay, my lovely little people, welcome to your tutorial on worded problems. Today we're going to have a look at the way in which we can convert words into an equation and solve them. At the moment you've only been looking at equations, okay, so you'd only been looking at x's and y's, and it doesn't really seem to make too much sense. Today we're going to put equations in the real world. So let's have a look and see what it looks like. So, I need you to write this down. Equations can be used to solve many everyday puzzles and problems. So it's not weird people sitting there using x's and y's. It actually has application. In order to solve worded problems, we must first formulate, or we must first come up with, and then write the equation. After we've done that, we're able to solve it. So I'm going to show you one approach you can take in order to solve worded problems. Okay. Our first problem. Mr. Corsi is 14 centimetres shorter than Martin. If their total height is 291 centimetres, how tall's Martin? Okay, this is interesting. I know some of you might have seen a similar problem to this in NAPLAN and have no idea how to solve it. I'm going to let you in on a little clue. This is an equation. Okay, I can form an equation from this problem and solve it. An equation is something with an equal sign. So I'm going to draw an equal sign down here. And I know everything on the left of my equation is equal to everything on the right. At the moment, I know Mr. Corsi's height and Martin's height is equal to something. Now, let's look at my problem and see if it can tell me. So, first thing I write down is my equal sign. And it says their total height is 291. So it's going to be 291 centimetres, okay? Mr. Corsi and Martin are going to equal 291. Now, what do I know? Oh, God, I don't know anything else. I don't know Martin's height. That's unknown. All I know is that Mr. Corsi is 14 centimetres shorter than Martin. Okay, well, if I don't know Martin's height, let's call Martin X. So that's Martin's height, okay? And then that's Martin's height. And then I need to add Mr. Corsi's height. All I know about Mr. Corsi is that she is Martin, but 14 centimetres shorter. So I could do Martin's height, subtract 14 to get Mr. Corsi. So then I've got Martin plus Mr. Corsi is 291. Okay, cool. That looks like something I've seen before. Now, before I answer this, let's see if I can simplify the left-hand side of my equation. It says x plus x minus 14 is 291. I've got two like terms there. I've got two x's. Instead of writing x plus x, a simpler way I can write that is 2x. Subtract 14 is 291. So the next step when I'm writing a worded problem and I've put an equation is to see if I can simplify. Now, 2x subtract 14 is 291. This looks like something I've seen before, doesn't it? It looks like a basic two-step equation. The aim of the equation is to get things away from the x. I start first with the things furthest away from the x. So it says 2x minus 14. In order to get rid of 14 on that side, I have to add it. And then I have to add it to this side. What I do to one side, I do the same to the other. So if it's a minus 14, to get rid of it, I have to add 14. If I add 14 to the left, I have to add 14 to the right. And my answer becomes 291 plus 14. 291 plus 14 becomes 305. So 2x equals 305. Okay, so if 2x is 305, what does 1x equal? Okay, so again, 2 multiplied by x is 305. In order to get x by itself, I have to divide this side by 2, because that's multiplied by 2. To get rid of the 2, I have to divide it. If I do one thing to this side, I have to do the same thing to the other. And I get an answer when I type it in my calculator of x equals 152.5. Now, The purpose of this question, it's a worded problem, okay? It's asking you to form an equation and solve it. The purpose is that the structure of your response should fit the problem. If the purpose is a worded question, you must give your answer as a worded statement. So your answer would be, how tall is Martin? Martin is 152.5 centimetres. Always remember purpose and structure, guys. And that's my answer. Martin is 152.5 centimetres. Let's look at this one. Mia is 3 years older than Oscar. If their combined age is 22, how old is Mia? First off, I'm going to be writing an equation, so I'm going to do an equals sign. It says their combined age is 22. So Mia and Oscar together are 22. So my total is going to be 22 on this side. Okay, what don't I know? Mia is 3 years older than Oscar. Oh, well, I have no idea what Oscar is. I don't know what Mia is, but I know she's 3 years older than Oscar. So Oscar's going to be my base. We'll call Oscar X. Okay, and we'll add Miss Mia. And Mia is 3 years older than Oscar. Not 3 times Oscar's age, but 3 years older. Whoa. So Mia, oh, why is that duplicated? Okay. So Mia is X plus 3. Okay, because she's 3 years older than Oscar. Okay, now that I've got my equation, that looks pretty good. Let's see if we can simplify it. It says X plus 3. Can't combine the 3 and the X's. I can combine the X's. 1X, another X becomes 2X plus 3 equals 22. Again, it looks like a pretty familiar two-step equation that I've seen before. If I'm adding 3 to the 2X, okay, I'm trying to get my X by itself. I start with the thing furthest away. I get rid of the 3, okay, to get rid of the 3 on this side. If I get rid of something on that side, if I minus 3 on that side, I have to do the same thing to the other side. Okay, so 2x would be equaling 19. 2x is equal to 19. Okay, 2 of them are equal to 19. 2 multiplied by x is 19. In order to get x by itself, I have to divide it by 2. If I divide one side by 2, I have to divide the other side by 2. Okay, and that becomes 19 divided by 2 is 9.5, 9.5 when I type it in on my calculator. Let's stop for a second. Whose age have we just found out? Have we found out Mia's or have we found out Oscar's? We've found X. If we look back to our equation to start with, this was Oscar. This was Mia. So when we're finding X, we're actually finding Oscar's age. Whose age is the question asking us to find? It's asking us to find Mia's age. Okay, so X is actually Oscar. Mia is X plus 3. So when we get that answer of 9.5, this is Oscar. Okay, because he's our base. We're finding Mia. So Mia is actually 9.5 plus 3 because we know, according to this, that she's 3 years older. Okay, so Mia is actually 9.5 plus 3. So Mia is actually 12.5 years old. Okay, it's really important to read the question and read what is it trying to tell me to do. So, Mia's 12.5 years old. The purpose of my question was a worded problem that got me to solve an equation. Therefore, the structure of my response, if my purpose was worded, I need to give it as a worded response. So I have to say Mia is, ignore the alarm, Mia is 12.5 years old. Okay, main thing with this example, guys, pay attention. What's the question asking me? What does that answer represent? And another one. 3 consecutive odd up numbers add up to 159. What are these 3 numbers? Okay, let's have a look. 3 consecutive odd numbers add up to 159. I don't know what these odd numbers are, but I know it's an equation and I know they equal 159. Okay, you can either immediately write it as 3x, because there's 3 numbers, or you can write it, if this makes more sense to you, as, okay, there's 3 numbers, so I don't know them. They're x plus x plus x. Okay, 3 odd numbers. 1, 2, 3. Then you can simplify it. X plus x plus x, because there's 3 odd numbers, they equal 3x equals 159. If 3x equals 159, how do I find out what 1x equals? Well, that's 3 multiplied by x. In order to get x by itself, I divide this side by 3, and I divide this side by 3. So, 159 divided by 3, I did this before, 159 divided by 3 equals 53. Is 53 an odd number? Sure is. Which means I've got my answer right. Now, purpose of my question was a worded problem. Therefore, the structure of my response needs to be in words. The 3 numbers, ignore my stupid writing, are 53. 3 53s are 159. Very last one. This one's super wordy. So, this is why I put it in here. 2 players, 2 amazing football players that now play for the greatest team in the Premier League who are going to win are Diego Costa and Cesc Fabregas. Okay, so Diego Costa and Cesc Fabregas scored 254 goals between them in the 2012-2014 football season. If Costa scored 68 more goals than Fabregas, how many goals did Fabregas score? So, lots of words, lots and lots and lots of words. I know it's going to be an equation. Okay, so I know it's going to have an equal sign. I'm talking about footballers' goals. Okay, who knows? But as the more I read here, I have a look and I can see they scored 254 between them. So that means there's a total of 254 goals. See how I did that? If Costa scored 68 more than Fabregas, how many did they score? Oh, well, I have no idea what Fabregas scored, so I'm going to call Fabregas X. I don't know what Costa scored either. Okay, but Diego Costa did score 68 more than Fabregas. So that's Fabregas. Diego Costa is going to be X plus 68 because he scored 68 more. Good on you, mate. Okay, so that's my equation. That one was a little bit more tricky because there was a lot more words there. Okay, so this becomes 2x plus 68 equals 254. For anyone wondering what I did just then, it's x plus x, so I simplified it to 2x. Okay, and it's saying 2x plus 68 is 254. Now, once again, like all the other problems, this is an equation. The aim of an equation is to get the pronumeral by itself. If I want to get that x by itself, I have to take away things that are around it. I start by the thing furthest away, on the left-hand side. The thing furthest away from the x at the moment is the 68, because the multiplication is right next to it. So I subtract 68 from this side in order to get rid of the 68. If I subtract 68 from that side, I must subtract 68 from this side. So my answer is left with 2x equals, what does 2x equal? 186. Okay, 2x equals 186. In order to find out what 1x equals, I have to do the opposite operation. So I'm going to have to divide, this is 2 multiplied by x, so I'm going to divide this side by 2 and this side by 2. So my answer becomes x equals 93. Now, who is x? Is that Diego Costa or is that Cesc Fabregas? Let's have a look. Let's go back to the original. Okay, it says Costa scored 68 more than Fabregas. So this must be, Diego Costa must be the x plus 68, which means that the x was actually Fabregas. Okay, my question's asking me for Fabregas, so this answer here is correct for Fabregas. See what I did there? Once I came to my answer, I checked back and saw who was that for. The purpose of my question is a worded problem. Therefore, the structure of my response needs to be in words. Okay, so Fabregas, excuse me, scored 93 goals. And that's it, guys. That is worded problems.